Hey everyone, this is Dem. Hey, hey everyone. Sorry, hold on. Hey everyone, this is Damnation, and today I'm going to show you how to hold cards in whether it's sports cards. I'll grab some sports cards. What? It's okay. These are commons or whatever. How to hold and go through your cards. All right. So one of the things I see with pack openers and stuff like that is they hold it like this, right? Or they hold it like this, and they take the cards like this, right, over the top. So this is a collector's guide to how to do cards, right? So, or you know what I mean, they go like that, right? So one of the issues with that is when they're holding it like this, right? Let's see if I can get better. So the problem is when they're holding it like this, right? The amount of surface tension on it is how much, because you have oil on your hands, right? You want the least amount of oil on the cards as possible. I can't do this because it's not face down. I'm just holding it like normal here, right? So when you hold the cards, you want at least amount of surface, your hands surface area. There's oil on your fingers, you know what I mean? So you don't want that on your cards, right? So if I was to open up a pack, this is how I'd open them or hold it. I open up the pack, I hold it like this, I transfer it to my fingers. This is how I'd open it, especially because I don't have a top-down view. So when I do the, I don't think I ever did this. I can't get my hand right. Okay, so there, I'd hold it like this, like top down. I'd hold it like this, right? My hand hurts because if you remember my other videos, my hand was broken, so it kind of tears on my hand. So I'd have the least amount of surface area on the cards so I don't damage the cards, right? So what you see is they'll go like this. They'll hold it like this and they'll pull it from the top, right? So what you want to do is, I know it's not good to cover the camera, but what you want to do is kind of lift the card off, right? The reason being is because, for one, when you hold it like this and you put your finger down, you're putting pressure on that card underneath it. So you scratch, like, so if you have a foil card, say like this, right? Right? So if you have a foil card, it scratches the surface of the card, right? So it'll scratch the surface of the card with the pressure of the card above it, right? So if you have any dust, because these cards aren't packed all the way perfect. So if I was holding it straight on, I'd hold it like this and I'd take, it's better. You lift it off the card underneath you. So that way, if the foil underneath it doesn't get scratched on the card above it every time, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like going like this with your cards. I see him doing like this too and pulling it. That's how you hold cards. With sports cards, it's the same thing, right? You want the least amount of tension on your cards because you don't want to mess the edges up or the corners. So you don't want to hold it like this because you're gonna mess up the. You don't want to hold it like this because you're gonna mess up the bottom corner of the card, right? And then same thing. You don't want to put pressure on the card and scrape it like that across, because then you're scraping the bottom. You're scraping the undercard, which can cause scratches. So if you're getting them graded, you're causing scratches on your cards. You know what I mean? Because I can feel, like when I go like this, I can feel the tension underneath it. I can feel the grittiness of the card on the other card. And I can actually, I can't really tell if there's micro scratches or not, but you can get those micro scratches and stuff like that. Same with Pokemon cards, right? And the foil on the Pokemon cards are a lot easier to pull off too, by the way. I mean, yeah, you can get away with doing it because they have rounded corners, but holding it with 3 fingers is a lot easier, and pulling the card off the top, right? Because that way you are protecting the card the best you can. Same with sports cards. The least amount of tension on it, you pull it off and place it. See, and then that way you can do this. Because if you're sitting there like some card pullers, like I've seen, holding it like this, so they're putting pressure on the corner, and they go like this, right? And they're like, ooh, look what I see, and they drag it across, and they're like, oh, that one's gonna be this, and they pull it across. You're dragging on it. See, well, I don't know if you can tell. That's not from the cards. That's from the card print going through the print. You can see that line. So this wouldn't, if I was to get this graded, it wouldn't come back as a 10. It'd come back as like a 9, because of that. But they're creating micro scratches on the cards. It's prevalent with, let's see if I do have soccer cards somewhere. Where are they? You know, so, you know, like foils like these, they're in their sleeves, but, you know, Panini, if you're pulling your cards off on the face like this, and this is like Bowman, Panini, or any Panini and all that stuff with sports cards, you're dragging the back of the card across the face of the card. You're going to create scratches on the cards. So, you know, people, be mindful when you're opening up your cards. You know, make sure you're holding it as I mean, like I said, look at that, how much tension I have with 3 fingers. I can pull the top card off, and it makes it so much easier to like do that. I mean, yeah, it makes it bad for viewing, but you know, you pull it and you can show it, or you can pull it and you show it. You know what I mean? Same with Pokemon cards. Actually, this is any card, so this could be like Magic cards. So you can pull it, and show it. Ooh. I screwed up. And you pull it, show it. And you don't. So another thing too is you don't want your thumb on the front of the card, right? You don't want a thumbprint on your card. Because that thumbprint will show up in the scan and stuff like that, because you're putting stuff on the surface. Unless you're wearing gloves, you don't want to put like a print or oil on the surface. Like I said, this is just a base card, so there's nothing special about it. It's like the same with Pokemon or Magic cards. You don't want to put that on the surface of your card. So when you're sitting there like, oh, what? They're sitting there pulling it like this, because that's what they do, is they pull it like that. Oh, it's a whatever. You know what I mean? So take it from me, you know, learn how to hold your cards. I showed you the best way to hold a card, the cards, the best way to take the cards off so you don't damage them, especially if you're going to get them graded. But yeah, that's been my collector's edition videos, and our video about how to handle cards. You know, of course, you always should have baggies on hand to, you know, place in there. I'm probably doing this like a goober way, but you know, always place your card in a sleeve. But yeah, how to handle your cards, like out of the pack. I don't know why I put that in there, but I did. But yeah, so that's this has been Damnation, and you know, thanks for watching.